Welcome back to consecutive day 844 of a diary of a Runpreneur. Please do give this a subscribe and a share, as it's part of a fundraiser to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. Check the link in the comments below to find out more on how you can support it. But thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 844 of a diary of a Runpreneur, and today is a bit of a sombre one really. There's a couple of incidents that happened in my local community over the past week or so, and it just puts things in perspective really. We spend our whole lives running around, busy, chasing the next thing, you know, trying to improve our lives, get bigger businesses, get more money, go on more holidays, and all these types of things. Yet sometimes we forget the most precious thing of all, which is life, and the gift that life is, not just to yourself, but to your family and your friends, relationships, people. This is what life is all about. And the reason I'm having this kind of somber message today, because a week or so ago, somebody who I know of, they're not a close friend or acquaintance, but I know the family. It's a family in the local village that I live within, and I obviously moved here when I was 2, so obviously I have moved away, but the family still kind of is situated in the village, so I know of the family. And this is an incident that happened when a father of a family passed away from an illness pretty suddenly, and the son, who was in his early to mid 30s, I would say, just felt the loss harder than most, and as a result he took his own life. And it's very, very sad to hear. You can't empathise with what must have been going through his mind to be able to take his own life at such a young age. And it's so sad, because events like that could completely be avoided with people talking and supporting one another, and not getting caught up in your own little life of what you deem to be the most important thing. But if you see someone in need, actually taking the moment and taking the time to try and help that person. Now, I'm not saying that people didn't notice this, or people noticed it and didn't act, because I don't know. But all I know is that this young man felt in such a low, dark place that he took his life. I'm assuming it's due to the loss of his father, because it's a bit too much of a coincidence for him to do that so shortly after his father's passing. But then today, it's just, that's obviously horrendous news what happened then, but today something truly devastating. I mean, it's all truly devastating, so there's no one's better than the other, it's not that at all. But today it's just, you can visualise this one a bit more, which plays havoc with your mind. You feel sick to the core thinking about it, but we don't know for sure yet. But there was an incident in the village where a young mum of about 30 years of age, and had a young child in a buggy, so assuming it must have been between 1 and 2, I'd imagine, and walking down on a pavement in the village. Okay, it's on the road exiting the village, so cars do come in sometimes quicker than they should. But what happened was a small lorry of some kind, took a corner too quickly, lost control, mounted the curb of which this young mother and her baby were walking in. The mother was aware enough to push the buggy off the pavement to save the 1 to 2 year old child, and then she took the impact of the lorry herself independently. Now I don't know whether she survived or going to survive, but the general consensus is when you shut a road and cordon area off, pedestrians aren't allowed down, and you've cordoned off the area from sight, it's clearly not a good sign. So I think in those situations you almost expect the worst. But to think that was so avoidable, some lorry driver, we don't know what happened, so we can't speculate, but you're assuming it was due to speed, the fact that the lorry driver couldn't recover. I mean, maybe the lorry driver had a fit or something which was very, very different and unavoidable, but that's different. But if it was something that would have been avoidable, the loss of life of a 30-year-old mother, young family, is just heartbreaking. It's gutting. And I'm sure when the name comes out, I'll probably know of her, but clearly it doesn't make it any easier either way, really. It's just absolutely devastating to see loss of life over something that I would imagine, I'm speculating here, could have been avoided. I'm just going past someone, so just bear with me a second. Afternoon. So yeah, I think today it just puts things in perspective. We're all chasing dreams and ambitions and stuff, but the most precious thing in the world is life. It's people. It's the relationships you have with those people. And so many people let arguments and things fester and all that types of things. The grand scheme of things doesn't matter. Life is so precious, and if you see someone in need or someone in help, just lend a hand. It could be the difference between life or death. You never know. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there.